Hello everyone, hello everyone, and hello everyone. Welcome back to the rest stop. In today's video, I was looking around the house, trying to come up with an idea, and I always go to the closet to find stuff that can spark my, imagination, and I found this. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm gonna break it right now. It's a bracelet. It looks like baseballs, because I was a baseball player my whole life. I started playing baseball when I was in kindergarten, and ended up playing baseball in college. And if my circumstances were different, I'd probably still be playing baseball right now. But it gave me the idea because I found it actually in a crayon container, like those plastic containers used to put crayons, colored pencils, regular pencils, kind of just like your glue, your ruler. And I was like, there's a few items in there that maybe I could tell some stories about, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna kind of look at my past a little bit and make some sounds. I like the sound of this. Also, my hair. I'm attempting to do something with it. I'm working on the flow. We're gonna work on getting the flow back. So it's kind of in an awkward stage, and I definitely need a haircut to thin it out. But I'm not going to a barber right now. So yeah, I don't know where I got this baseball bracelet. I really, truly don't. I don't know if I got it at school at the book fair, or if it was some sort of gift. I really don't know, but I can guarantee you this is over 20 years old, which is crazy. It sounds really good though. Let's put it on just because it barely fits over my freaking Goliath hands. So there's that. And this was also in there, and it's a Tournament Plus. I don't know why it took me so long to read. Tournament Plus 3 golf ball, and it's branded Michigan. Most of my family on my dad's side is from Michigan, so they're all big blue, and I grew up that way as well. I believe I got this from my dad, and it really just sat as decoration in my room throughout my younger years of life, probably since I was, 8 years old up until I probably graduated high school, to be honest. You know how you kind of just have your childhood room unless you move. We moved 3 times by the time I was in school. Well, 4 times, 3 different states. So I started going to school in, I think, Tennessee was the first place where I went to preschool. And then I think it must have been in the middle of preschool we went to Oklahoma, because maybe I repeated preschool. I don't know. So I definitely went to preschool in Oklahoma as well. I remember that very vividly. It was a mobile home. That's where I went to preschool. I went to preschool at Cache in Lawton, Oklahoma. So if there's anybody that's watching from Lawton around my age, I probably know you. But I'm friends with a lot of the people. I don't think they watch my channel. Friends with a lot of people that I grew up with. But anyways, yeah, so this probably moved from Oklahoma to Kansas, and then another house in Kansas where I just sat on my dresser representing Big Blue, Michigan, University of Michigan. I've never been to any Michigan game of any sport, but there's that. I thought it sounded nice, so there you have it. The next thing, let's see, let's go way back. I mean, a lot of these are way back, but let's go way back. To when Sprint was still around. That's a Sprint branded phone. And as you can see, it's a telescopic antenna flip phone. But this isn't just any flip phone, it's got a camera. It's actually got a camera. I wonder how many megapixels, if any, this was. It's even got a flash. That's pretty wild. And it also has an LCD display. I can imagine this would be actually probably an expensive phone from back in the day. Oh my gosh, it has a headphone jack. Look at that. It has a headphone jack for a very small, that is definitely not a 3.5 auxiliary jack. The battery is a little swollen, just to be expected from a phone this old. There's the camera button. Barely hear it. Some controls on the side. Arrows. And then there's the screen, obviously. You could actually go on the internet, I guess. It says web right there, you can't really tell. Web, camera. You can eject. Oh, wait. I don't know what that is. It looks like an SD card. But I don't see an SD card. Maybe there's an SD card. Anyways, this was my dad's phone, I believe. UT Starcom Audio Vox Communications. Now, okay, so it does not look like, no, there is no SD card. There's no SD card. I already tried the buttons. They're very muted. I don't even know where the power is on this phone. How do you turn it on? I have no idea. Oh, there we go, the end button. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna turn on. But this phone is probably 20 years old, I would assume. Pretty cool. I don't know why I still have it. I definitely used to play with it as a kid, you know. I actually think I might have used this phone at one point in time as my own phone growing up. Yes, I am old enough to have used a phone like this. Actually, my very, very first phone wasn't this one. It was a brick Nokia. It's a silver or white Nokia that my dad got for work. It was my dad's work phone. And that was my first phone. So yeah, pretty interesting. It's got a camera. This actually might be, I don't know if it's older or newer than the Nokia that I had. But there's that. little bit, we'll go a little bit more recent. All right, I gotta remind myself to edit like a whole minute out because I just realized this is like actual private information. So, anyways, here's my ID card. I'm a lot more tan. I'm a lot more tan, and I'm actually a lot more blonde in this picture. It's my 9th grade ID card for school, my student ID. It's like I would scan this for like lunch and stuff. I went to Washburn High School in Topeka, Kansas. It was the worst high school experience I think you could possibly have. But yeah, there's me. I'm so little. I think I was maybe about 98 pounds, and I was like 5'3" or 5'5" or something like that. I was probably even shorter than that at that point, because I hadn't hit my growth spurt. I hit my growth spurt when I was a senior, not senior, I would say when I was like a junior in high school. I finally grew. But yeah, 2011. That is crazy. I was wearing a Hollister shirt. I can tell by the collar, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what shirt it is, but long time ago. Yeah, I went to one high school, that's Washburn Rural. I played baseball. In my freshman year, I played baseball, football, and that was the only thing. I didn't wrestle. I wrestled in middle school, but after my freshman year, if you were small, they didn't even let you practice, so I just quit. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, man. I'll focus on baseball. And I was better at baseball anyways. Not that I was bad at football by any means. If I had kept playing, I had 100% could have played college football if I really wanted to, but I stuck with baseball because that was my bread and butter. Typically, it was better if you were bigger in football, right? So because of that, it kind of stunted my ability to actually practice. And that's a big part of sports. So my senior year, I played baseball and I swam, actually. I swam, and I was a pretty good swimmer, too. But there's that. Hopefully you guys will find that funny. These last 3 items are actually older than anything that I've shown. This is probably as old as this and this. So yeah, this is from Africa, South Africa to be exact. It's the South African colors of the flag: yellow, green, black, and red. And it's a bracelet. This doesn't fit me at all. I don't want to break it either, so I'm not going to do that. This was made in an African village. And I actually have a picture of it. I could have brought that to show you guys. But I've mentioned before, my grandparents lived in South Africa when my grandpa worked for Goodyear. And he worked at the manufacturing plant out there. He had a pretty important job. Don't ask me the title, but it was pretty important. That's why he lived all the way in South Africa. He actually lived in South Africa, Turkey, Germany, Mexico, and he would travel to South America, like Chile, where else? Probably Argentina and Brazil. I don't know. Chile, I know for sure he did, but as far as the other ones, I don't know. But this is from South Africa. My grandparents lived there, like I said, for a few years. And one year, when I was 5 years old, we went on vacation for almost a month to go visit them, because we hadn't seen them in years, because they had, like I said, they lived in Turkey, Slovenia. Did I mention Slovenia? I don't think I did, but they had lived overseas for a decade. And so, you know, I was used to being around my grandparents growing up, and my dad misses his parents, so we flew out to South Africa. I think it was Johannesburg, was where the airport was. I think. I can't remember. I was 6, so I don't know, 5 or 6. But yeah. So we would visit the villages pretty often. And my grandma would give them gifts, and I gave them a lot of money. And actually offered some of them jobs to be able to continually pay them money. And I don't think this actually was from a village. I think it was just from a shop near the ocean. But regardless, it was from a local. But a lot of them would have these shops for, you know, selling goods, selling furniture that they'd made, jewelry, all kinds of stuff. So that's the story behind this. Pretty cool. I think my mom bought that one. And then the last 2 things I have, this one is a knick-knack that I got from my Grandma Grace. It's a turtle. I think there was another one that was a frog, a turtle and a frog, and they're made out of this really cool wood. It's very light. But you guys remember, I like the bears, but this was really cool and I had to take it. My Grandma Grace was very giving, and every time I would go over there, you know, she was very old at that point. On her way out the door, unfortunately. And so she was just giving a lot of stuff away. And this was one of the things. The little turtle. This is over 20 years old. It's probably actually 1935. It's probably actually over 50 years old. Because my Grandma Grace has been not alive for 20 years almost, probably. So yeah, she had a lot of knickknacks. Old people always have a lot of knickknacks, especially from that era. But this is one of my favorites, and I found it in my stuff. Little turtle. And the very last thing is a rock that I'd found. I think this is just quartz, type of quartz. I actually put a little soft part, a little soft sticky foot pad for a chair on the bottom of it so it wouldn't scratch the table that I had it on. But this is something that I picked up when I was a kid, 20 something years ago. And it's actually, I think I might have picked this up on the site of my aunt's house. Or maybe it was in my Grandma Grace's. house. Actually, I know exactly where it's from. It's from my grandma's house right now, where they still live. I found this in their little garden walkway area. That's exactly where it's from. That is so funny that I remember that. I just had to kind of get the wheels turning. But you know, I was going rock hunting as a kid, and I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, that thing's worth $1 million bajillion. So cool. And it is cool. Let me know if you know what kind of like quartz this is. If it is quartz, I believe it's quartz. It looks like a pretty common sort of crystalline structure that you would find in one of those garden areas, rock garden areas, on the side of a house. Love rock scratching. My brace is cutting off circulation right now, let me tell you. But yeah, I used to go rock hunting all the time. Every time we'd walk across the street and go to the school at my grandma's house, which we did all the time, I would be looking for rocks. Every single sidewalk, every single, median, walking across the street, I'm looking for rocks. That was my thing, man. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got a lot of editing to do, and it's gonna be posted late today, but that's okay. I had a pretty rough morning, so I got started late. I got started really late, almost 2 p.m. actually. But yeah, let me know if you guys would like me to find some more stuff. I can always look through more stuff and show you guys and go through my past. Kind of gives you an idea, a better idea of me, and I think that's cool because we're all just people, you know. And it's like, you never got to meet me when I was a kid, so you don't really know. You only know me right now, and you really don't know me like that much. Just what I tell you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and as always, please, please, please have a good rest.